Everyone always says that the money is in the list, right? The bigger your email list is, the more money you make, because obviously if you have more people that you could sell to, every time you send an email out, you're gonna make a lot more cash, right? And there's a lot of list growth strategies out there. If you've been in business for a while, you know just how tough it can be. You're not sure who to listen to. You're not sure what works, what used to work, what's working now. The truth is there's millions of ways to grow your list, but I want to show you 3 ways that you can grow your list so you can get more subscribers, and not just subscribers, but actually people who are going to turn into paying customers or clients. These strategies are the same strategy that I have used in my own business to go from 0 subscribers back in 2016 when I launched my list to 10,000 today and a 7-figure a year business. But I also want to share some strategies that I've helped a lot of my clients use to sell all different types of products, everything from e-commerce to software to digital products, coaching, consulting, services, courses, and everything else in between. So what's going on? My name is Chris Orzechowski. I am an email marketing coach and consultant, and my goal is to help you make a lot more money from your email list. So do you want to know what the big secret to list growth is? It's really not about size. Now, I know that sounds a little bit weird, being the title of this video is about how to grow your list. Everyone's concerned with just more. Everyone wants more subscribers, and I totally hear you. And yes, to grow your business, you do have to have more people on your email list, but you want to make sure you're getting the right kind of people. I want to tell you a story real quick. So probably about 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half ago, there was this app that came out called Sparkly, and it's a really cool app. What it does is it allows you to advertise on other people's newsletters. So if someone signs up for one of your friends' lists, they can recommend you, and they can, some of those subscribers will be able to sign up to your email list as well. Now, obviously, this is a win-win because you can incentivize those people. Maybe you could pay $1, $2, $3, whatever it is to, for every subscriber that your friend or one of your people in your network sends you. You grow your list, you get to buy an email subscriber, or sometimes they can even do a free recommendation. That happens too. And they get a subscriber, you get some of those subscribers as well. And it's really awesome. When this app came out, I realized that there was an opportunity. And I knew that most of the other people who were advertising there, some big name people, some big newsletters, they were all offering to pay anywhere between $1 and $3 a subscriber. Some people were even paying up to $5 a subscriber, but there was no limit for what you could pay for a subscriber. So what I decided to do was I decided to tell people that I was going to give you $7 per subscriber. So that way I could attract a lot of bigger partners who wanted big payouts. And it worked. What was crazy was what I realized when I was looking through some of the other partner newsletters that I could even promote to my own list. I realized that when I was sorting through, I was looking at the highest CPA possible. And remember, that was about $5. So I set mine at $7. The reason I set mine at $7 was because I knew I was going to add in stipulations that mean that I only pay for specific types of subscribers. So I wanted people in the US, I wanted people who were on my list for more than 30 days, they had to engage. So I really put a lot of strict parameters, and I was really only going to pay for quality people. Now, the funny thing is, with Sparkloop and some of these other apps, you are able to get a ton of new leads, and you don't necessarily have to pay for all of them. Because again, if someone from Great Britain or Canada or Australia or Brazil or Poland or Italy or wherever signs up, I'm only paying out for US subscribers, then I get to keep those subscribers, right? Those people, these partners would send me subscribers, and I wouldn't have to pay for them, which is really awesome. Funny thing is, there was like this crazy moment in time that I got into the Sparkloop app, and I hit it just at the right moment because I set my partner program at $7 a lead. There was this guy with a huge newsletter in the AI space back when AI was like the hot new thing. And he had just posted a viral Twitter thread. I think it got like 4 million views, 5 million, maybe 6 million. It was just a crazy amount of traffic on this thing. And then obviously at the end, he had people go into his opt-in. When they hit the opt-in, they saw through the Upscribe widget that they could subscribe to my newsletter as well. And obviously he listed it there because he knew there would be a high payout. I wound up getting 14,000 new subscribers in 14 days. It was absolutely insane. Every day it was like 800, 900, 1,000, 1,100 subscribers. It was crazy. It was the biggest thing I've ever done for list growth in my entire life. And I was jumping for joy because my list was about 8,000 people and I went up to about 21,000 people. I mean, obviously some people unsubscribe, they join, they forget what they joined, and then they leave. Totally, natural course of events. And so I was jumping for joy because I had, more than doubled, actually 2.5 times the size of my list in 2 weeks, which was absolutely insane because I'd been growing my list since 2016 and I was trying to do everything I could to get new subscribers. And it was like a miracle had just happened. It was a very good reminder of something that I already knew though. Just because you have insane amounts of subscriber growth does not mean that's going to translate to revenue or to profit in your business. And this is a lesson that a lot of people have to learn the hard way. And I see similar type things all the time, especially in the e-commerce space. People run these big giveaways. They'll get 10 or 20 partners. They all mail and they all pitch in, some of their product, and one person can win this whole big bundle of products. So everyone signs up because they want to get a whole bunch of free stuff. And then these e-commerce brands, they might get, 10, 15, 20,000 people. They might get all these people added to the list as a result of these promotions. promotions, but then they find out that a lot of these subscribers are dead subscribers, right? They don't interact, they don't buy, they don't engage, they don't open, they don't click. And this tends to happen with these large scale promotions like that. And the same thing happened when I did this thing with Sparkloop. Now, the reason why I was able to get such insane subscriber growth with Sparkloop was because at the point in time, at least what I believe, there was a glitch in the software that didn't notify partners once the budget was spent. So I had a budget like $3,000 a month that I was willing to spend on new subscribers. None of the people promoting knew, and this wasn't anything nefarious on my part. I thought it was set up in the software. I didn't have control over this. So people just kept sending me leads, even though all my budget was spent. So it was absolutely crazy. So again, they eventually caught it and kind of shut it down for a little bit and fixed the glitch. Obviously, now everything's working fine. But I was just getting hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of subscribers every single day. Some of them did wind up converting. I would say probably about 100 to 150 of those people eventually went and bought something. But what's crazy is you think 100 people, give or take, out of 14,000, a lot of them didn't wind up buying. And the big lesson here, it's not necessarily about how many people you can shove onto your list in a short amount of time. Sometimes people try to buy a list, or they try to acquire a list from another business who's going out of business. And these things can work. You think, oh, there's all these subscribers, they got to buy something. But the big secret to list growth, though, is that it's not about the number of people you can stuff on the list. It's about what happens to those people before they ever get onto your email list. How are they pre-framed? What do they know about you? What was the first contact that they had? And was there any kind of value or demonstration or story or some kind of mechanism of emotional buy-in that gets people interested in what you're selling in the first place? Because without this, you could get 100,000 new subscribers. Doesn't mean you're going to make any more money. And obviously the goal of your business and the goal of growing your list is that you want to make money. That's why you're in business, to make money for yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. That's awesome. That's why you take the risk of being an entrepreneur in the first place. So the reason I'm telling you this story is that when you're approaching list growth, like I said, there's millions of things that you could do. Not all of these strategies are created equal. Not all of them are going to lead to a happy outcome. If people hit your list because they subscribed without even really knowing what they were subscribing to, and they wind up on your list and start getting emails from you, a lot of them are going to leave. Most of them are going to ignore you. They might hit the spam button. They might unsubscribe. So it's almost like a Schrodinger's subscriber. It's like they're there on the list, but they're not really on the list mentally. They haven't bought in mentally yet. So knowing that this is the key to list growth, that it's all about what happens before someone gets onto your list, that should change your list growth strategy. The list growth is kind of easy, right? You have two options. You either offer something for free or you sell something on the front end. That's it, right? You have two methods to get someone onto your list. You give them some kind of lead magnet or some kind of incentive or a free opt-in, or it could be a contest or a raffle. That's a popular strategy in e-commerce, things like that. It could be a webinar. It could be a masterclass. It could be a video training or a video series. It could be a PDF. It could be an ebook. It could even be a strategy session. There's a lot of different mechanisms that you could use to get a free lead to join your list. The other option is you sell something. So obviously this is a little bit more prevalent in the physical product space, where you might sell a front-end offer, or maybe it's a trial pack or whatever it is. But the goal of that conversion event is to get a customer so that you can sell them other stuff on the back end. Now, obviously, depending on what kind of business you have, it might change whether you have a physical product or a digital product or whatever it is. But at the end of the day, you really only have those two options. I think for physical products, it probably makes more sense to sell something on the front end. I think for digital, you have a little bit more flexibility. Now, going back to what I said about list growth in general, that one big rule we want to keep in mind, it's about what they see before they get onto the list. So what do they see in your ad? What do they see in your creative? What do they know about you, your brand, your product when they hit the list? Or do you have an opportunity to pre-frame them through some kind of video or educational mechanism? Let me give you an example. So one of my longtime clients, Jeff Walker, who is like an OG of the internet marketing world, he's been around for 30 years almost at this point, selling stuff online. He pioneered, the launch methodology that a lot of digital product people, coaches, use today. What he does every single year, and he has a string of 20-something million or multi-million-dollar launches, is he offers a free launch masterclass. Now, obviously, this is a free opt-in, and what he does is he advertises to people who've never heard of him before, and he gets people to sign up to a free thing where they're going to watch a series of videos, and the videos might be anywhere from half an hour to 2 hours long worth of content. There's 3 of them, and what that does is it educates people, it positions them as an authority, and they learn a lot, right? So even if they are kind of cold and they've never been a subscriber, the opt-in process turns them into someone who's very warm and really understands what he is selling, which is a product launch formula coaching program in the back end. So there's got to be that educational piece, whether it happens right before they opt in or as soon as they opt in, right? You have that moment, and that moment is going to turn them into either a good subscriber or an unengaged subscriber. And good subscribers wind up buying. That's why we want more with them. You'll see a lot of people who have huge YouTube channels or big Instagrams or big X accounts or, a big presence on Facebook or TikTok or whatever. They do so much content on the front end. They're always posting videos or new posts or whatever it is. So by the time people actually get onto their email list, they already know them, like them, trust them. And you see this a lot with e-commerce, where physical products tend to be a little bit more easily demonstrated online, right? If you see a video of someone riding a bicycle and it looks really cool and you want to buy the bike, obviously you understand what a bike is. On like a coaching program where you have to be educated on what that is. So once you understand this dynamic that you have to pre-frame people before they ever get onto your list, that's going to change the strategies you use. Now, the 3 big strategies, the best way to pre-frame people. Number 1 would be YouTube. Obviously, I'm making YouTube videos. A lot of people make YouTube videos. Well, not a lot, but a decent amount. But the reason why they work is because you have an opportunity to bond with people, to build trust with people in a long-form content setting. YouTube, or really any type of video, is going to be excellent for list growth. Because again, it doesn't necessarily mean you are going to capture someone the very first time they watch your stuff. But if you continue to produce content and you continue to demonstrate and teach and add value and tell stories and show and not tell, you show people the results that you're getting, or the products that you sell are getting, or the programs that you have. The more that you do that, the more that you show up in people's feeds, the more they are eventually going to get pulled. It's kind of like a gravitational field. They're going to gradually get pulled towards you until they eventually buy something. So what's working right now? What's one of the best things? Well, social media algorithms are always changing. Obviously, the YouTube algorithm even changes, but one thing has been a constant is that if you have good long-form content, that is going to do a great job of pre-framing people to get onto your list. And the cool thing is this works whether you're selling a digital product or whether you're selling a physical product. So if you're selling a digital product, obviously you're on my channel right now watching this video, hopefully enjoying it. And maybe you'll eventually join my list and buy something because I had a chance to educate you about what I do and how I help people. Another one of my former clients is this boot company out of Austin, Texas called Chizos, and they have a great YouTube channel. And what they do is they cut open boots, they talk about construction, they talk about, cowboy boot lifestyle, a lot of cool stuff. And what that does is people who are really into wearing cowboy boots eventually want to buy their boots. So they have an opportunity to educate, build trust, and eventually move people from just a cold, casual prospect into a buyer and into a lifer, hopefully. So that's the first strategy. The second strategy to grow your list is with affiliates. So affiliates, influencers, they're all kind of the same thing at the end of the day. An affiliate or an influencer is just someone who is going to recommend you and they're going to receive some kind of commission or compensation for doing so. Now, the cool thing is your list might only be 5,000 people, 10,000 people, but if you have 100 affiliates, your list universe that you could feasibly market to might be 10, 20, 30, 100 times the size. If you have 100 partners and they each have 10,000 people, you're not marketing to 10,000 people anymore. You are able to then reach their audiences by sharing in the profits that are generated from the product that you sell. So again, this works for physical products, it works for digital products. For physical products, you might pay an influencer a cost per acquisition if they sell something. You might pay them a flat fee to just say, hey, can you post about this product? Sometimes most influencers, here's a little secret, if you just send them free product, they will post about it. Your landed cost might be $10, $20, $30, $50, $100. You may be able to get in front of hundreds of thousands of people for just some free product that you send. What a lot of my clients in my private client program do is we like to find partners who have complementary audiences and see if we can cut a deal where they can promote my clients' products to their audience and they get a commission on the sale if and when they make a sale. So what's cool about this is you can have an army of people, commission-only salespeople who are going out, working hard. They're working hard on growing their list and they're working hard on promoting you to their audience to get monetized. It's kind of low risk because if they don't sell anything, you don't have to pay them anything, right? So it's really on them to go out and make sales for you. The downside of this is sometimes you might have a higher cost of acquisition. Not always the case sometimes, but that could be a situation and you have to assess your CPA and what you want to pay. But the good news is some of these people don't really make any money. That's the thing. A lot of these influencers, a lot of these affiliates, a lot of people who have lists or have audiences, they don't make any money. And you don't believe it because you see that they have tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, even, maybe millions of followers. By the time you get to that level of fame, you have someone who comes into your business and monetizes it for you. But there's a lot of people in the middle there who have, hundreds of thousands of subscribers who just really aren't generating any significant amount of cash from the stuff they're doing on social media or the stuff they're doing with their list. And you can give them an opportunity for them to earn money and send their best customers over to you. You see this a lot in the digital product space. And this is how a lot of great digital product empires have been built, by having an army of affiliates they have recruited and nurtured over time to send leads every single year or every quarter or twice a year, whatever it is, and just consistently send new leads into your business. If you have that army of affiliates always promoting you, obviously you don't have as much control. You can't control when someone promotes, but you have a ton of velocity. So your list growth can grow exponentially. And the good thing about affiliates too is that you have an opportunity to be pre-framed, because the influencer or the affiliate who's promoting you is going to obviously say nice things about you. If they want to sell your thing to their audience, they're going to talk you up to their people, which is good because that takes people from cold to warm, even to hot, where they're ready to buy in terms of awareness levels. So again, if you get people who have big audiences, who built up a lot of trust with an audience, they transfer that trust to you through their promotion, which pre-frames people, which gets the right kind of people onto your list in the first place. So we have organic long-form content in terms of YouTube or other long-form channels. We have affiliates. And the third strategy is with advertising. Now with advertising, you have an opportunity to have a ton of control over your lead generation, and you have a ton of control into what actually goes into your messaging. Obviously with affiliates, you can't always control what they say. With organic long-form content, you can't guarantee that someone is going to see everything that you want them to see. With an ad, you can determine the right kind of messaging and the right kind of creative that pre-frames people and warms them up and incentivizes them properly to get onto your list. The cool thing is with ads, they work fast, right? Obviously, you have to lay out cash to run ads, but if you have a good funnel and you have good products, that cash could boomerang back to you on the very same day. It could even be profitable on the very same day. In fact, a lot of my clients, especially in the physical product space, this is their reality. They're able to generate a profit on day zero, which means they hook up their credit card, they start running ads, they're making sales before the bill is even due from the ad network. And obviously, if you can engineer a profitable advertising funnel where you are making money on the front end, you are getting paid to grow your list. So the whole goal with all these strategies is to engineer leverageable systems that are predictable and repeatable and scalable, where you are able to put in virtually the same amount of work and achieve an exponential outcome to get asymmetric upside. That means that your amount of work can stay about the same or grow in a linear pace, but the result can be exponential. With long-form content, if you decide to put out one video every single week, it's going to take the same amount of work every single week. But over time, that will compound like compound interest. If you use an affiliate strategy, this is awesome because again, if you want email subscribers, you can have them mailed directly to your list, directly to an opt-in, directly to a webinar, and you could actually get email subscribers instead of trying a million other different things. And if you're doing ads, again, you could buy email subscribers, you could buy customers. It is the customer store, the lead store. You can hook up your credit card and run an ad campaign and actually get people, and the algorithm will find the people who are likely to opt in or likely to buy from you, and it will hand deliver those people to you on a platter. I think the best businesses utilize all three of these approaches. They're doing long-form content. They have partners and affiliates who are sending them traffic, throughout the year. And they also are utilizing paid media or advertising to bring in new people into the funnel and leveraging those awesome social media algorithms and advertising platforms that are able to determine who is most likely to be an ideal customer for you. It's not the most tactical thing in the world, but really you need to understand the philosophy of list growth. You need to understand what you should be investing your time in and what you shouldn't really worry about. So if it falls in one of those three buckets, you're probably going to be safe and your list is going to grow and you're going to kick ass. If you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, hit the little button so you can get notified when new videos are out, and drop a comment for me with some questions. So if you're enjoying this video, make sure you click the link in the description. I have my amazing 92-word email that will convert your unconverted leads. This thing is awesome. It's completely free. Like I said, it's 92 words. All you got to do is change like one or two little sentences to input the name of your product, and you could send it out almost verbatim, and you will start making sales. So whether you just wrapped up a launch and you want to have a few more sales, whether you have a long autoresponder and you want to kick some people off the fence after they go through and they didn't buy, or whether you've just been emailing about a product and you have a bunch of people who you think are on the fence but haven't really bought anything, this email works like crazy. Send it out. I wrote it out for you. Click the link below. It's free. Grab it. Obviously, you'll get on my list. You'll see how I do email. You're going to learn a lot. Click the link below and grab it now.